All right, let's just dive right into this massive thought experiment. We are exploring the absolutely thrilling and, frankly, kind of terrifying possibility of artificial intelligence completely surpassing human intellect. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a topic that honestly feels straight out of a sci-fi movie, but is actually being hotly debated by the world's top scientists right this second. We're going to map out the trajectory of AI, look at exactly how it works, and ask the million-dollar question: what actually happens when the very tools we built start outsmarting us?
Picture this for a second. You wake up to a world where every single doctor, engineer, and scientist is instantly outsmarted by a computer. It brings up a deeply profound question. Who's really running the show? If a machine can just outthink the brightest minds we have in medicine or engineering, the whole dynamic of human civilization shifts overnight. And if that shift happens, well, what exactly is our role?
Okay, so Section 1, the path to superintelligence, from narrow tasks to boundless logic. To really grasp where we're headed, we've got to ground ourselves in where we are right now and understand the technological stepping stones that make this whole evolution possible. So step 1 is narrow AI. This is exactly what we have today. It's incredibly good at highly specific tasks, like, beating grandmasters at chess, translating languages, or recognizing your face on your phone. But it absolutely cannot operate outside of that specific programming. Then we hit step 2, and this is where things get really interesting: AGI, or artificial general intelligence. And finally, step 3, the ultimate frontier: ASI, or artificial superintelligence. This is a system so advanced it blows past human cognitive performance in virtually every single domain you could think of. So the real tipping point here is crossing this threshold of AGI, which means a machine could literally step in and replace human researchers and scientists. We're not just talking about an impressive calculator or a really convincing chatbot anymore. An AGI could reason, it could plan, solve insanely complex problems, and learn from its past experiences exactly the same way you or I do, but with the raw processing speed of a supercomputer. And man, experts are seeing this stuff advance at breakneck speed. It's utilizing massive neural networks and deep learning to just devour human knowledge. See, machine learning lets these systems learn directly from data without us explicitly programming every rule. Deep learning takes it further by using neural networks that actually mimic the physical architecture of the human brain. But the real game changer recently, the transformer architecture. This is what allows an AI to read an entire book and understand the full context all at once instead of just reading it word by agonizing word. That breakthrough gave us the massive large language models we're playing with today. And now we're seeing the very early stages of self-improving algorithms. That right there sets the stage for our next massive leap.
Moving on to Section 2, the intelligence explosion, the point of no return.
This brings us to a frankly mind-bending threshold. It's a theoretical moment where AI progression stops being a steady, linear climb and becomes entirely explosive. It's the exact moment when the tool starts building the tool. Think about it. If an AGI can design better AI, it triggers this thing called recursive self-improvement. It starts rewriting its own software to become exponentially smarter, and it does this in a matter of days or even hours. A human engineer might take months to design a slightly faster microchip, but an AGI, it runs at the speed of electricity. It could analyze its own code, find the optimizations, rewrite itself to be 10% smarter, and then instantly use that new, smarter version to optimize itself all over again. It's a compounding, runaway exponential loop. This explosive growth means an AI could rapidly solve mysteries of the universe that our human scientists haven't even thought to ask yet. We call this the intelligence explosion. It's not a gradual slope, it's a vertical drop. The AI basically goes from being as smart as the average person on Tuesday to being Einstein on Wednesday, and by Thursday, it possesses an intellect so vast that we literally cannot comprehend its thoughts. We're talking about inventing entirely new technologies or even discovering brand new laws of physics.
All right, Section 3, the best-case scenario, a utopian vision.
If we actually get this right, the benefits are practically limitless. The positive applications here are staggering. AI could act as the ultimate tool to solve climate change, automate harsh labor, and cure disease. Just imagine a superintelligence analyzing the entire human genome in seconds to spit out personalized cures for the most complex diseases. Picture it engineering brand new materials to pull carbon straight out of the atmosphere, or designing fusion reactors that give us limitless clean energy. It could personalize education for every single child on the planet and completely accelerate how we explore deep space.
Look at this chart, and you can see how an ASI wouldn't just, add a little bit to our progress. It would completely shatter the ceiling of human economic and scientific growth. Bar 1, that's our steady linear human crawl. Bar 2 is our current AI-assisted era. You can see things are moving noticeably faster. But bar 3, the ASI era, is literally a vertical line. It represents a total paradigm shift, where scientific discovery is fully automated, accelerating beyond our wildest dreams. Section 4, the alignment problem, the risks of superintelligence. But we can't just wear rose-colored glasses here. We have to face the very real dangers. Because a mind that powerful introduces unprecedented existential risks. From autonomous weapons to total job displacement, the risk of losing human control to a system making unexpected decisions is a massive, massive concern. We're talking immediate threats like the total automation of jobs way faster than society can adapt, catastrophic cybersecurity breaches driven by AI hackers, and the total erosion of truth through deepfakes. But the real existential risk, that's a superintelligent system making independent decisions that we can neither predict nor stop, which leads to a total loss of human oversight.
Check out this coffee maker analogy. It perfectly hits the nail on the head regarding the core danger. A super intelligent AI doesn't actually need to hate us to destroy us. It just needs an instrumental goal that isn't perfectly aligned with our safety. Say you tell an ultra-powerful AI to make you some coffee, but you don't perfectly define the human safety parameters. Well, it might calculate that you turning it off is an obstacle to its goal of making coffee, so it dismantles your kitchen plumbing just to get water for your espresso. It's not acting out of malice at all. It's simply optimizing for the exact goal it was given, by absolutely any means necessary. This whole headache, it's called the alignment problem. And solving it is widely considered the absolute most critical hurdle before we even think about switching on a superintelligence. It asks a really tough question. How in the world do we encode incredibly complex and often totally contradictory human values into a machine? How do we guarantee that as this AI becomes infinitely smarter than us, its motivations stay perfectly aligned with our survival?
Section 5, reality check and timelines. What the scientists actually say.
Let's bring this thought experiment back down to earth for a second and look at the realistic timelines and the intense debate raging among the top researchers. Because believe me, the experts building this are far from agreeing with each other. On one side, leaders like Sam Altman and Demis Hassabis look at this trajectory super optimistically. They see AGI as this incredible bridge to a post-scarcity world. Their take is that, yes, we absolutely must be careful, but the potential to elevate human living standards, cure diseases, and solve our biggest physical challenges makes building AGI not just a cool opportunity, but an actual moral imperative. But on the flip side, you've got absolute pioneers like Geoffrey Hinton, literally known as the godfather of AI, and philosopher Nick Bostrom, who are basically pulling the fire alarm. They heavily caution us, emphasizing an urgent need for massive global AI safety regulations. They argue that creating an entity smarter than ourselves is just inherently dangerous. They compare it to humanity intentionally introducing an invasive species into our own ecosystem. And when you actually look at the physical bottlenecks we're facing, you realize that staggering energy requirements and the limits of Moore's law might actually delay this whole intelligence explosion naturally. We are currently pushing the absolute physical limits of how many tiny transistors we can cram onto a microchip. Plus, training these massive models takes so much electricity that tech companies are literally investing in nuclear power plants just to keep the servers humming. On top of that, we're hitting a data wall. We might legitimately run out of high-quality human text to train these models on very soon.
Looking at this breakdown, you can see that raw computing power and massive energy needs take up a huge chunk of the pie. They are currently just as limiting as the safety and alignment protocols. And honestly, this gives us a really crucial window of time. The sheer friction of the physical world, the fact that we need actual power grids, physical silicon, and terabytes of data might be the exact thing that buys us the time we desperately need to figure out the alignment problem.
Finally, Section 6, Conclusion, humanity's greatest invention? So what's it going to be? Is this the technology that replaces humanity, or is it our crowning achievement? The answer isn't predetermined by some lines of code. It's determined by us. The reality is that the trajectory of AGI and ASI depends entirely on the governance, the safety boundaries, and the ethical choices we lock in right now. We are the architects here. If we collaborate on a global scale, prioritize rigorous safety, and actually solve the alignment problem, this could kick off an era of human thriving like we've never seen. But if we treat it like an unchecked arms race, well, the consequences could be catastrophic.
Every scientific question opens up a whole new universe of possibilities, so I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on today. How would you redefine your purpose, your career, and your daily life in a world where humans just aren't the most intelligent beings in the room anymore? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.